Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 26th episode of TFF Talks. I'm your host, Danny Cook, and this evening we have yet another great show lined up for you. But before we begin, this show is sponsored by Classic 11 Shirts and brought to you by Crowford Media. All links, as always, are in the description below. And if you are watching live tonight via YouTube, please do send in your questions and views to us in either the YouTube chat section or to us via Twitter at @OfficialTFF. And we plan to read them out later on in the show. So please do send them in. Don't forget, you can catch up on any of the previous shows, including last week's episode, which is very, very well ran by Max, who's on the panel tonight, which is available now on Audio Boom. So once this is done, pop on there and give it a listen to. Very good show there by young Max. So yeah, give that a listen to. Anyway, on to tonight's show. As I've already alluded to, I've got young Max once again back on the panel. In case you don't know, Max Hayes is a young football journalist from Staffordshire who runs the TFF Instagram and helps with the YouTube, and has his very own YouTube channel, Match Day with Max. And he even messaged me to say, make sure you mention he's a Nottingham Forest fan and season ticket holder. Max, it's a pleasure to have you back.
How are you, Danny?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Good. And joining Max tonight, we have Connor Revel, who has been part of TFF for just over a year now, and is part of TFF non-league, as well as a season ticket holder for Lincoln City.
Thank you. Yourself?
Good. I'm sure you're ecstatic after yesterday, or over the weekend even. But we'll come on to that. We'll come on to that in due course. And in the unlikelihood we get maybe anyone else join on the show, I'll make sure we introduce them as well. So we might get a few guests pop in. We'll wait and see. Anyway, let's kick off, as they say, with the first topic of tonight's ram-packed show. And this first topic is about El Clasico. And in case you guys may have missed it, last night's El Clasico encounter saw Lionel Messi score his 500th Barcelona goal in the 92nd minute, which proved to be the winner against 10-man Real Madrid. Now, my first question to Max is Messi the greatest of all time?
Yep, I think he's a fantastic player, and I think he's one of those players that is just one of them that you look at and you think, wow. I think he's, like I say, fantastic player. That's really it, to be honest. And obviously scoring his 500th goal for Barca last night was great for him.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned to me that you didn't quite catch the game.
Yeah.
But did you manage to see his goal?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, what a wonderful goal that was, wasn't it?
It was. It was. It was a fantastic strike.
Yeah, and if you'd have seen the game, Barca, wow, that was an incredible game between two teams that were going for it. So an incredible end to an incredible game. Let's bring in Connor now then. Connor, do you agree with that Messi is the greatest of all time?
Yeah, I've said it for a few years now. He's always been better than Ronaldo and been the best at the top level. But yesterday just proved it with the goals and how he played and how Barcelona overall played.
Yeah, and you've obviously mentioned Ronaldo. He had a slightly frustrating evening.
Yeah, didn't see much of him from the highlights, but looks like he was in Sergio Roberto's back pocket, but I didn't watch the game myself.
Well, I don't know if you saw, I don't know if it came up on the highlights. He tried this spectacular overhead kick or bicycle kick and just completely mishit it. And that sort of summed up his night, really.
Yeah, I imagine it would do. It was a frustrating one. Didn't help when Ramos went off and Bale injured as well.
Yes, that's a good point actually. Let's start with Bale's injury then. Do you? Bale's obviously an incredible player, Connor, but do you think that's a major dent in Madrid's
Yes, I
season?
think,
Yeah.
and the game yesterday obviously had an effect. They had to change things around, but they obviously couldn't change the things around to the right perspective and get the 3 points. So yeah, there's a big dent in for any club and any player like him. So it's obviously going to be a tough few weeks for him if the injury's that bad.
Yeah, and you obviously mentioned the sending off as well. What was your gut feeling? Did you think it was a definite sending off straight away?
I'm not too sure. I'd say yes because it was fairly a bad tackle, but I don't know if it was a straight red or I don't know. It's a difficult one.
I tell you what, I was sitting in an Italian restaurant last night. The perks of being in London, but in an Italian restaurant, and they had the game on, and in real time. To be fair, it did look a yellow card in real time from the angle they showed, and then once they showed the replay, oh my word, what a horrendous tackle that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, especially depends which angle you look at it, really. But yeah, I think from most angles, it was a horrendous challenge, and he just had to go.
Yeah, he certainly did. Let's bring in Max once again. Max, we've mentioned a bit about Ronaldo just then, but if out of the two, out of Ronaldo and Messi, if you had to sign one for Nottingham Forest, who would you have and why?
Tough one, really tough one. I'm gonna go Ronaldo. I think, like I say, with Messi, I think he's fantastic, and he's one of them players you look at and you think, wow. Like I say again, but I think the reason why he'd be good for Forest is I've seen him. He just, every time a cross comes in, he just gets on the end of it. And if he was on a one-on-one, for example, you know he's going to pretty much 90% of the time he's going to finish it. Because with Forest, sometimes we get a one-on-one, and people like Britta Sombolonga up front, they go and sky it or hit it right at the keeper, and the keeper makes either a rubbish save or a good save and keeps it out. But I think that's one of the reasons why I'd get Ronaldo for Forest.
Interesting view there. So would you play him up top with a Sombolonga, or would you, put him in the centre of the park? Where do you think you'd play him?
It's weird, to be honest, because I don't think a Sombolonga would go well with him. Obviously, because a new player comes in and they've got to adapt to the team, and get used to how the manager plays and his tactics and whatnot. But I think I'd play him. I'd play him up front. On his own, I'd do a bit of just a one up front, but then two wingers. And I don't know if you know him. Probably loads of you don't know him, but we have Ben Brereton, young 17-year-old lad, actually a striker, but his best position is right wing, so I'd play him right wing, and then Jamie Ward left wing. So that kind of formation with balls from those two crossing in to try and get Ronaldo to score if he did sign for Forest, which would be a dream.
Oh, it would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
It would.
I'll tell you what, I'd be really interested for those who are watching live, if you could let us know, would a Sombolonga play well with Ronaldo? Would they work well together? Obviously, by the sounds of it, you're not including him in your lineup, but I'd be interested to see. I mean, look, without being disrespectful, I don't think that's going to happen, but
there'll be a lot of Forest fans watching, actually, because my match day with Max, like social media, I put on about.
Oh, fantastic! So hopefully, yeah, go on.
So a lot of them will be watching. So hopefully we'll get some Forest fan comments.
Fantastic. Well, I will keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, let's go to Connor now. I don't know if this is slightly more realistic or not. say Lincoln sign Ronaldo or Messi, which one of the two would you like?
I think I'd have to go for Messi. The style we play, and we play a big man up front, Matt Reed, who had Joey Barton on his arse a few times. But yeah, I think overall Messi, with the style of play, out wide, tearing things up in League Two, I think overall it'd just be Messi for the skill, pace, and everything else, really, what he contributes to the team.
Okay, and then just a thought actually, because obviously these are incredible players, as we've already mentioned. But is there ever a thought that these, if say they were to sign a Ronaldo or a Messi, they'd be too good for that league?
I mean, it depends how you look at it, really, because you might not settle in, although you definitely expect them to do Messi or Ronaldo anywhere, but it doesn't always plan out the way you want to in football, and that's just how football goes sometimes. So obviously everyone would love to settle in at any club they go to, but just sometimes it doesn't go to plan.
Yeah. Okay. Fair point. Let's go on to our final question regarding El Clasico and, of course, Lionel Messi. So, Max, what did you make of Lionel Messi's goal celebration?
I didn't see that.
You
I do
didn't see this?
apologise.
Okay.
No, so if you pass it on to Connor or
That's
yourself,
fine.
and then pass another one on to me, I do apologise.
No worries. Look, at least you've been honest. So, cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Connor.
It's all right.
The floor's yours.
I loved it, to be fair. I found it funny, one of the highlights, and when I saw it after he scored, I just thought it's just Bernabeu, if that's how you pronounce it, the stadium. Fans, they didn't like it, but he got a yellow card, but he weren't bothered about that. Good goal, good game for him. That game proved why he's better than Ronaldo, in my opinion. The celebration just topped it off.
Well, I mean, you said it. He obviously got booked for it. This is such a fine line. Do you think players should get booked for this?
I mean, I don't know, really. I mean, showing a bit at times when you do take your shirt off, showing a bit of passion, but I don't see how it can be a yellow card.
Can I just?
Yeah, come in on this. Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to talk about Forest again. Everyone's getting
That's
fed
fine.
up with it.
No.
But we had a thing with. It was when we played Aston Villa at the start of the season. It was 2-2. It was away at Villa Park. I didn't go to the game, but I watched it on telly. It was on Sky Sports. We scored in the last minute to equalise to make it 2-2. And Gilberto Pereira, right back and right winger, he's a great player. I think he's Spanish. And anyway, he celebrated wild. He took his shirt off, but then he'd already been booked for a foul early on the game, so he went to the fans and showed them all the passion and whatnot. But I think he got sent off for a second yellow. But I think it was overreacting from the ref, because I've seen other matches where players have exactly done that, and Pereira didn't even really take his shirt off. He just put it over his head and went to the fans. But I've seen other matches with teams in the Premier League and even in lower leagues who have done that and don't even get a yellow. So it was frustrating, because I think there was about 2 minutes left of the game, and I think we could have gone on and actually won that game, because we were playing so well in the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I mean, obviously going back to the El Clasico side of things, I don't know. It was so strange seeing Messi do this fantastic celebration, and what's clearly going to be iconic, and there's the referee giving him a yellow card right next to him. I don't know. Look, I mean, Max, do you think it should be changed? I mean, you've obviously mentioned the Forest example, but yes or no, do you feel that this should be changed?
Yeah, 100%. Well, we've got to look at both options. If a player takes the shirt off fully, so completely bare chest, takes the shirt off fully, and for example went to the crowd, I think that's a yellow card, which is fair enough. But when players just put it over the head and run to the fans. Don't even go and celebrate with them in the crowd. I think that's acceptable. Maybe a warning from the referee, but no cards given.
And Connor?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, Lincoln had been in this situation before where a player scored, he was already on a yellow, but all the other players just went to the crowd and went in the crowd and celebrated. He just stood there and walked back because as much as he wanted to, he just couldn't risk getting a second yellow. So, yeah, I reckon it should go out the window, but I can't see it happen any time soon, sadly.
Yeah, I believe the standing on that is, I think it's something to do with different religions and obviously showing your body off in.
Yeah, I can see that in kind of a way, yeah.
Yeah, and I believe the idea is that football is obviously a global game. So I think you guys have made some fantastic points, and I hope the head of FIFA is listening. And it will implement what you guys have asked for. So brilliant. Anyway, let's move on. So that was the El Clasico segment. Send in to anyone watching. Please send in your thoughts on who you would prefer in your team, Ronaldo or Messi, and why. And we will read them out in due course.
I think we've got a few comments now, haven't we? Which we'll read out later.
Yes, yeah. By all means, anything that's in there now, don't worry. We've not forgotten. We are coming back to. Cheers, Max. So let's talk FA Cup. Let's start with Connor on this one. Obviously, a fan of a side who's been on a glorious FA Cup run.
Yeah, could say that.
Have the two strongest teams at the semi-finalists made the final?
I think Chelsea Tottenham game. Yes, I had to watch that one, but I can't really comment too much on the Man City Arsenal game as I didn't watch it. But I mean, Chelsea thoroughly deserved it from the game watch. Complete domination, even without Costa and Hazard on the pitch, they still managed to score some goals and the Matic goal as well. But yeah, certainly for me, Chelsea deserved it. But again, I can't comment on the other game.
That's fine. The second game then, on paper, if you was to play a game of FIFA, who would you expect to win the two? If you just simulated it.
I mean, I'd say Man City, especially with recent form as well. But that's, you could say magic of FA Cup. But
yeah,
I think that Arsenal really needed to win that game if Arsenal was to kind of like save his managerial career. But it seemed like a thoroughly deserved win. But they could have pulled out, which I saw that and that should have stood, but sadly it didn't.
Okay. Let's bring in Max in on this debate. Max, do you think the two strongest teams have made it to the final?
Yeah. Like I say, same with Connor. I didn't watch the Man City Arsenal game. Did see a bit of the highlights. Watched the Chelsea Tottenham game while sitting in a hot tub.
Oh, lucky you!
I know, lucky. I was on holiday, you see. Yeah, but I watched it, and I think like Connor says, Chelsea were the strongest side and thoroughly deserved to win it. But talking about like Tottenham, we look at that Dele Alli goal, a fantastic ball in, and an assist for that Dele Alli goal. And it was a shame. I wanted Tottenham to win because we've discussed in recent TFF talks that Tottenham are a fantastic side at the minute. But because I thought if Tottenham did win that game and go into the final and they won that final, and they won the FA Cup, I think their season would just be fantastic and brilliant.
So you're obviously a massive fan of Eriksen's lovely pass in that game, a lovely assist. Yeah, that was incredible, wasn't it? Let's bring in. Oh, have I brought in Connor already? I'm having a bit of deja vu. It seems like. Yeah.
Come on, Danny.
I don't know what happened there. Mind went blank. Anyway, I'll go back to Connor now. Which way do you think the final will go?
I think Chelsea will do it, but in one way, I want Arsenal to do it because then I can say Lincoln have been knocked out by the champions of the FA Cup. So, but my heart's going to say Chelsea. I think they've shown that in the league and obviously the cup.
Max, who do you think?
Exactly the same with Connor. Chelsea. My heart's saying Chelsea. But I think, well, I don't really know because I'd like Arsenal to win it. Because I think it just relieve a bit of pressure off Arsene Wenger. I know a few Arsenal fans, and I think it'd be maybe top their season off with a high, keep Arsene and move on to next season, hoping for maybe a better year and to get more trophies.
Well, you've mentioned the magic word there, Arsene Wenger. The word on many Arsenal fans' lips, or actually many football fans' lips up and down the country. I don't know if you guys know whereabouts I'm based. I'm obviously in Wembley, so I passed Wembley Stadium the other day, and they had a Wenger in, Wenger out banners, or Paddy Power doing some promotional stunt, which made me chuckle on the way home.
Which way did you walk through?
I was walking right down the road. So you've obviously got the two sort of
walkways, kind of
walkways. Yeah. I was walking along the road. So I sort of came out to see that. I was very, very surprised and shocked that they done that. But anyway, what I was going to go on to say is, if Wenger fails to win the FA Cup this year, Max, will he leave?
Yep. I think if he wins the FA Cup, it will save him and he will stay. I think if he doesn't, Arsenal fans will get tired, and I think sick and tired of him. And I think he'll definitely leave in the summer. Whether that's being sacked, I don't think he will be sacked. I think he could just walk out and resign. I mean, if he does leave, he's got plenty of job options in the summer. And Forest are looking for a new director of football. So if he wants to come, he's more than welcome to.
I'm sure you'd drive him down here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course I will.
Make sure.
I would. Yeah, but like I say, I think he'd leave in the summer if he didn't win it.
Okay. Well, there is a bit of an argument to say as well that if he wins, he could go out on a high and could leave as well. So, Max, do you see that maybe happening, or do you think if he wins, he's bought himself some more time?
50-50 really, isn't it? Yeah. I think if I was in his situation, whatever the result, whether he wins the FA Cup or he loses it, I think I'd walk out. I think not because of the Arsenal fans getting on his back. I think he maybe needs just a bit of a fresh challenge. He's obviously been there for what? I'm not one for Arsenal facts, but he's just been he's been there for ages. I mean, it's fantastic. But I think if he did leave, whatever happened, I think he'd still go out on a high because he's won the FA Cup with Arsenal already. And to be fair, he's actually done an all right job with Arsenal maybe in the last 5 years, and he's built a squad for if he was going to leave, for a manager to come in and take that on. But like I say, it's 50-50.
Okay, you're going 50-50. What is Connor going on this?
I'd say if he, whatever the result, I think he should go, but he won't go. I think we all know that now, but it's been a failure of a season. I don't think they'll be able to get top 4 this season. Champions League been a big failure, although they have always face tough teams, but 10-1 in aggregate against Bayern Munich. You're meant to be a world-class team. It's not looking good, but I think if he wins the FA Cup, he will stay on, and that will save him, but just by the skin of his teeth. So we just have to see, really, what happens at the end of the final and see how that goes.
Okay. One very, very quick question. I mean, you guys obviously saw the first game, the Chelsea Tottenham game. But just how good was the semi-final compared to previous years, Connor?
Oh, the first, well, both.
Yeah,
altogether, really, it was a great game. The both half had goals, counter attacking, good quality balls in from left, right, centre, from whoever. I think they just showed you two quality teams really going for it, and I think Chelsea showed more of their quality with the goals, especially from Matic, which was a stunning finish.
Yeah, okay, let's bring in Max as well. So, Max, the question was just how good was this year's semi-finals? Obviously, you saw more of the Tottenham-Chelsea game, but just how good was, say, that game compared to previous years? If Max is back. Max has gone quiet. Oh no, Max. Okay, we'll have to bring Max back in a bit. I thought he was back. Oh well. In the meantime, anyone watching in, let's make sure you send in your views on whether Wenger will be in or out as a result of an FA Cup win or an FA Cup loss. SA has taken to the chat section and well, here's some of his thoughts. So Connor, whilst you're here, I'm going to fire them at you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So SA writes, getting booked for taking off your shirt has always been an extreme rule for him. Mind you, there was one player who took off his shorts. My oh my, Connor, where do you stand on that? Shorts.
I was hoping to. If SA's still listening, I hope
Hello?
he is. Did he get booked for the yellow card?
Sorry,
For taking his shorts off. Sorry.
It's all right. I've just had a bit of technical issues, so I've had to join again. I do apologise for that.
No worries at all. We're just reading out some comments and then we'll get back to you with the question, yeah?
Yeah, that's fine.
So SA basically put, getting booked for taking off your shirt has been an extreme rule for him. Mind you, there was one player who took his shorts off, which, I mean, seems incredibly extreme.
So did he get booked for taking his shorts off? That's what I want to know.
You'd like to think so.
One for the other.
Yeah.
But
that'd be an interesting loophole round.
Yeah. Obviously, like you said, religion kind of view it taking shit off. You have to respect that in many people's opinion and their view on religion. So at the end of the day, I can see why it's a bookable offence, but
yeah. SA also puts, I like both Ronaldo and Messi, but I prefer Messi as he's not the type of showy player, something Arsene Wenger would approve of. Okay. I'm not too sure Arsene Wenger would sign any of them two, if I'm being honest. Realistically, could you see that, Connor?
No, I don't think. I think it'd be like if he got Messi back, it'd be kind of like building an ex-Barcelona team with Sanchez already in the side. But no, I can't see it myself.
No, and Max, you ruling that one out as well?
Yeah, exactly the same responses as Connor just gave.
Okay. Well, anyway, back to you, Max. To our previous question before the technical difficulties.
Yeah,
that's all right. Don't worry about it.
it's all right. Don't worry.
It was a case of just how good was this year's semi-finals. Obviously, you saw the Chelsea-Tottenham game, which was a very good game. But how good was that compared to previous years?
Oh, fantastic. As a neutral for me watching it, it was fantastic because some games I'll turn the semi-finals on from for whatever cup, like the FA Cup or the EFL Cup, and I think, oh, this is boring, and turn it off. But I think it was a fantastic game, and it was goals, and it was constantly attack for both sides, and it was really enjoyable to watch this year.
Okay, well, we're just about at the halfway stage of tonight's show, or we're now approaching it. And we will shortly be moving on to the Premier League. As always, keep your questions and comments flying into our chat section like SA did earlier, and we will read them out. But yeah, let's move on to the Premier League. And Max, Benteke scored twice as Palace stunned Liverpool.
Yep.
Obviously winning 2-1 in the process. Are Palace 100% safe now?
Yeah. I think they are. They've picked up some fantastic results recently. We discussed it, I think, about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Fireman Sam to the rescue again.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Like I say, obviously they're not mathematically safe, but I think they are, and I couldn't see him dropping points. Who have Palace got coming up? I must have a look. Who have they got coming up?
That's a great question. I shall just have a quick sneak look whilst
At home to Burnley on Saturday.
Oh, Connor's beating us all to it.
Oh, Connor's your man.
Crucial game, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Burnley again are in a similar boat, but I think both sides are safe. To be fair, yeah, Palace just 2 points above Burnley. I think both sides are safe. I think the last relegation spot is between Hull and Swansea, but going a bit off topic now.
No. I mean, we're in and around that sort of zone at the moment, and it's obviously crunch time. Go on.
Burnley seem to be one of those teams at the minute. Well, especially last season, where they just grinded out draws against your teams like Chelsea, Liverpool, Man U, Man City, and all these other teams, and even got a few wins. And I think if you're a team like Burnley or Palace, and you do that, it's fantastic to do that, if you know what I mean.
So you're very impressed by Burnley's season, then?
Yeah, very.
Okay. Well, next question. I've just realised an absolute typo in the script here. I've got Liverpool's lose, which is a little bit strange. Obviously, autocorrect there. It's meant to be Liverpool's loss. Makes the race for top four incredibly interesting. With 3 points separating third place Liverpool and fifth place Man United, and not forgetting Arsene Wenger's Arsenal, who still have games in hand. So Connor, which of these teams in and around that sort of zone do you think are going to finish top four?
I think it's going to be tough for Liverpool, especially with the games in hand, and I think the games in hand, if Liverpool got the 3 points Saturday, again, it would have given that slight edge, but it's going to be tough for Liverpool now, especially with Man City and Man United, both 2 games to play to match Liverpool. But I hope Liverpool do get in it, but it's going to be tough.
Max, what's your thoughts?
Again, same reason as Connor. I think me and Connor share a lot of interest. Yeah, it's the same reply again. It's going to be tough for Liverpool, and they've got to show determination and try and grind out some wins.
Got to show some good character.
Yep.
Bring back Brendan. So, are we saying that Liverpool are going to be in the top four, or do you think it's going to be a Manchester? Manchester United, Manchester City. Are Arsenal going to make it in there? Who are we thinking then, guys?
I'll say.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I think the top four will be. I think. Well, I'm not going to say it all really. I think Liverpool will be in it. I think even though I said it's going to be tough for them, well, they're third now with the 34 points. Is it 34? No, it's not 34 points.
34 points. That'd be in relegation.
I know. Yeah. I'm reading how many games they've played.
I think. I don't know. I think it could be 64 or something like that. Yeah, 66. Okay. That's all right.
I thought Liverpool will be in it. City will, and United, and then a few other sides as well.
Okay, so you've gone. You say you've gone City and United, or Liverpool,
City United.
City United,
Yep.
and Liverpool and Arsenal to miss out.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I meant. Yep.
Connor. Well,
I think Liverpool will get the fourth. Man United to edge it out in third, and Man City to be the one to miss out. I think it's going to be disappointing end to Pep Guardiola's first season. I think we just got that feeling it's not going to go as planned. I mean, defensively, they've been in the same boat as Liverpool all season. Defensively, both teams been poor. Saturday showed it for Liverpool, but I think just going to concede a few more goals and that to Man City. Sadly, I think we'll be them missing out.
Okay. Interesting that both of you have ruled out Arsenal. Clearly, Arsene Wenger's season.
Wenger out.
Yeah, well, it seems like his season is all coming down to this FA Cup final. So
It is.
I mean, especially if they lose the North London derby coming up this weekend.
Oh,
I know, yeah. Which I think is going to be really interesting because Tottenham are actually on fire at the minute, smashing teams 4-0, and they're just playing fantastic. I'm actually going to watch that and see. I think Tottenham could win that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Tottenham are going to take some beating at the moment. They had a great season, haven't they?
Yeah, lost 3 games in the league all season, which just says it all really in the Premier League.
Yeah, and you've mentioned one derby. Looking ahead, we've obviously got the Manchester derby as well this week, which, as we mentioned, 2 teams in and around that sort of zone. Who do you think's going to come out victorious in that one then, Max?
I'm going to go United. I think United could actually, get a fantastic win. Yeah, sorry, that's just
that's
the,
all right.
the mic.
Just making sure you didn't fall over or something.
No, it's just the mic. It's technical issues. I need to get this sorted. Yeah, but I think United will win. I think they've got some brilliant players and they're playing quite well at the minute.
Yeah, I'm glad you're okay as well.
Don't worry.
Do you think, obviously sticking on United whilst we wait for Connor to rejoin, Zlatan, he's obviously a big miss at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he is. He started off the season quite quiet though, I thought, and kind of found his feet a bit. And then obviously he's scoring quite a lot of goals now. He's a massive loss for United. Is he out for the rest of the season?
I don't think anything's been confirmed at the moment.
No.
But obviously, Man United players had the shirts on Ibrahimovic. I think they had a Marcus Rojo one as well. Don't know whether that's just me.
Yeah, they had Ibrahimovic shirts, but I thought I don't know if we're going to discuss this, but get me if the pronunciation's wrong, but Hugo obviously died this week, unfortunate. I think that was very poor from United, wearing Ibrahimovic shirts, a player who's been injured when they're just a great footballer, age 44, has just died. So I think United maybe should have, and all teams, well, obviously I think loads did with a minute's silence. I think all teams should have wore shirts with Hugo's name or something on the back of it.
You obviously mentioned Hugo, and I mean you raise a fantastic point there. That I mean it wasn't as if that a Manchester United player or a Manchester United former player or anyone like that had unfortunately passed away. It was just a sort of a mockery thing, wasn't it? Because I don't believe. Well, am I right in thinking City done something? I'm sure someone's done something like this before. It was about
because I was.
who's it about?
Yeah, I think I'm struggling now. We'll have to see.
Yeah,
but,
we'll have to do a search.
But I think going back to my club, Forest, I didn't go to the game at the weekend. So when we talk about our own clubs, I'll be struggling for that. I'll try and get a few points out, but I didn't go to that game. It was obviously against Reading, and it looked like both sides. I think I'm right. Didn't even do a minute's silence, which was really surprising. Because I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, and normally in your match day vlogs, it'll have the minute silence in like they do for Remembrance or other events, which I was quite disappointed from Forest. I'm disappointed what's going on in the minute, and disappointed what's happening obviously around the club and whatnot on Saturday when we didn't even pay tribute to him.
Yeah. Well, Connor has just joined in. Connor's
Hello.
there.
Yes. Sorry
Hello.
about that.
That's okay. Don't worry.
Technical issues all over today.
Yeah, I know. Unbelievable. Anyway, we were on the Premier League, wasn't we? Manchester Derby. Who's coming out on top?
Who's the home team?
That's a great question. Well, it's a Manchester club, that's for certain. It's being played in Manchester. Let's have a look. I can't quite remember.
I think Man United will edge it, although I'm not sure if Ibra out.
Yeah,
It's going to be close. It's going to be a
Just
tight
saying
one.
about Ibra. Yeah, I mean, he's a bit of a mess, isn't he? It's Man City at home.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough one for them to go. Especially like Ibra. Rojo, Pogba could be a doubt as well after limping off against Burnley. But it's going to be a good derby, I hope.
Yeah, it should be. Well, as we say, they're two teams in the mix, so there should be a lot on the line. Anyway, we've got to move on because we're pressed for time. Let's talk about the Championship / Football League, and I suppose we'll start off on a positive note for a change, with a fantastic display from Norwich City, who, this doesn't normally happen, but Norwich won a game, and they won a game in a freak circumstance.
Very freak.
Yeah. I don't recall many games or winning many games with no shots on target and two own goals. But, aside from that, Max, although Brighton obviously lost the game, will they become champions? And
I think they will. Newcastle can get promoted tonight, can't they? I think.
I believe so.
It says here Newcastle need a win for promotion, so it doesn't matter about anything else. Just need to beat Preston, which is tonight at court. In 1 minute it kicks off. Precise. But I think just talking about Norwich a little bit, I do think Brighton will win the league. But talking about Norwich a bit, it was a weird game. For example, when Norwich smashed Forest 5-1, I didn't go to that game, saw loads of the goals, and lots of people who are Forest fans and are sitting there at the games were saying it was very strange because Norwich just seemed to pick up the ball and just hit it and it just used to fly in. But I mean, if a team can do that, such as Norwich, some people say, oh, it's luck. They're the jammiest team for picking up the ball and hitting it. But Norwich have obviously got some quality players that can do that. And if Norwich won, because they've won quite a lot of games, like 7-1 this season and 5-1, if they did that every week, there'd be a team on 100 points going up to the Premier League. And that's what Norwich have got to improve on next season.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there. I was saying to a few of my mates the other night, we seem to get these jammy goals now.
You do.
Now that we have nothing to play for.
Yeah.
Like the 7-1, for example.
I
know. Some of them goals were so scrappy. It's like we could have done.
penalty.
Yeah, we could have done with one of them in another game. and that would have got us points. But
it's exactly the
Yeah.
same as it's exactly the same when Forest played Newcastle. When we missed 2 penalties, we scored from a corner, a header which deflected off a Newcastle player, and then we scored from a deflected shot in, and the keeper it hit the keeper's hand and went in. But I was thinking to myself, why couldn't have we got those chances in other games, such as when it's 0-0 or it's 1-1 and we're away from home and we massively need a win because Forest are obviously in the relegation battle. And you think some of these jammy goals we got early in the season, which we didn't even need because we were winning comfortably, and you think, would they come in handy for the last few games? And the answer is yes, 100%.
Very quickly, Connor, because we're obviously going to talk about our clubs, so don't go into too much depth. But obviously,
just like me,
of a supporter, of a supporter of a side that's done exceptional this season. How often have you seen these jammy goals go in favour of you this year?
I don't think we've had too many, to be fair, or go against them like that fact. It's just, I mean, I've seen, again, quite a few of the Norwich goals, not just recently, but early on in the season. Mainly how I know that is because Talk Norwich City, watch a lot of him, and he does a lot of videos, but obviously he can't do as much in the stadium, in the ground now because of EFL rules or whatnot, but some who've gone against him, you think, wow, and then you think that when they go for you, so it's a win-lose situation, kind of.
Okay. Well, I mean, I just wondered, obviously, as I said, you've had an exceptional season. I just wondered if maybe you sort of have noticed whether you have loads of them go your way in a season such as yours, but clearly that isn't the case.
No.
Anyway, let's talk about another championship team, Leeds. Leeds.
Leeds.
Leeds lost to Burton the weekend.
Yep. Burton, God.
Big result.
They're a team that have got jammy goals this season. Don't get me started about them.
Does that spell another season in the championship for Leeds United?
100%. I think. Are you on about Burton staying up this year?
Well, you could say Burton as well. I was more referring to Leeds, but yeah, go with both.
Yeah. I mean, we look at Burton. Be careful what I say, but I think like when they played a lot of other teams, such as Huddersfield, when they've nicked it in the last minute through a jammy goal. We talk about Norwich getting a few jammy goals. They're the jammiest team I've seen this season. They were 1-0 up against Forest, fair enough, from a great free kick, and they put 11 men behind the ball, no one up top. Forest were attacking. I think their pitch helps them in a way because teams like Newcastle, Villa, Huddersfield, Forest, Leeds aren't used to their pitch. Their home record is the best, and I think with a lot of teams that's the way. But I think Burton's pitch helps them in a way. They've been playing on it for 5 years. It's new to the championship. It holds 5,000. That's it, and fits 1,200 away fans. And the pitch is very strange. A couple of years ago, I actually went on it for a football course thing. I did with a few of my mates, so we did that. And it was a weird ground, but that was when they were back in League Two. But it's a great achievement to them to get in the championship, and 100% they're going to have another season in the championship. But I think, talking about Leeds now, I won't ramble on too much, but I think Leeds could still be in the playoffs. Definitely, I think they could still do it, obviously, and try and sneak in there. If Leeds went up, I think it'd be fantastic. I always say I'd love teams like Leeds and Wednesday and even Derby to go up because they're such historic teams, to be honest. So fair enough, but if it was between, let's say, Leeds and Huddersfield in the playoff final, I'd definitely want Leeds to win.
Okay, well, very cool that you've played at Burton. I like that. What was the course out of interest?
It was it was like a football skills thing where you sign up and it was like 12 quid or something. And we went onto this course and we went on the pitch. And Burton do a lot of like skills and football courses around my area in Staffordshire and New Toxteth. So they did that, and I was lucky enough to put a reply slip in just on like a form on the internet, and luckily got through and did that about 2.5 years ago. It was good, yeah. It was quite a good course. It was a course on how to stay in the championship and defend for your lives and score jammy goals.
And that's why you're on the panel, Max. Insight knowledge.
Yeah, insight knowledge, football knowledge.
Okay, then let's bring in Connor now. Connor, well, we were talking Leeds and Burton. Are they both here to stay for another year?
I think it's going to be tough for Leeds. I think they'll have to go. Expect Fulham to drop points. I'm not sure both teams have got coming this weekend, but I mean, for them to be able to get playoffs, they need Fulham to drop points. And both teams got tough games this weekend. Fulham at home to Brentford and Leeds home to Norwich. So, again, you just can't rely on other people's results. At the end of the day, you have to more focus on your own. But it's going to be a difficult challenge for Leeds. I thought they would have done it if you asked me a few months ago. But it's looking unlikely, if you want to put it in that terms.
Okay.
It's certainly going to be tough for them.
Let's change the question slightly at the moment. Obviously, still talking playoffs. Say your team was in the championship playoffs. Which team out of that little playoff section would you least like to play?
Looking at the team now, I'd say Wednesday. The way they play, the goals to score, and just the ability to play they have on the pitch. I wouldn't like to play against them. I think Reading, I mean, you can just tell by their goal difference is only 1 now. So, I mean, I'm guessing it couldn't have been that good before they played Norwich, but I'd say Wednesday would be the most fearful in that little pack to play against.
Yep.
You're going Wednesday. Max, are you agreeing?
I think I'm actually not agreeing on this question. I think Wednesday's still a good side. Same with Reading, even though the mighty Reds beat them on Saturday. I think Fulham are a really tough side. When they played Forest, they came back from 1-0 down and won 2-1. They're a terrific side, I think. So I think I'd be scared to face them in the playoffs.
Okay. Well, very quickly, we're going to chuck in this little question, which I think Connor might like to answer. This leads nicely onto our panelist section. Obviously, congratulations to Lincoln, who are back in the Football League. So, Connor, should they be looking for more than just survival next season?
Yes, I think the chairman, I can't remember the exact role, but Kevin Cook, I think he might be managing director, said he's expecting playoffs as minimum. And I can see why he's saying that. I mean, the ability of the players we've got investments coming in, especially after winning the league, or FA Cup run, FA Trophy, TV rights and whatnot. So certainly, I think next season should be a good one. I'd expect myself personally a top half finish, and possibly you can come 7th and get a playoff spot. So I'd say a top half finish. That's what I would expect myself.
And did you go to the game?
Yeah, Saturday I have to run down through town in my home Bargains uniform, but got there 5 minutes late, but worth it.
Oh,
That's brilliant. And yeah,
true fan.
Yeah.
Finished work at 12, sprinted down the street.
So as you say, well worth it then, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Did you go on the pitch?
Yeah, well, my new profile picture on Facebook of me with one of the right back, Bradley Wood. So yeah, it was a good day, good game, especially after being 1-0 down. Was a bit of a scare, but our last 3 games have always been 1-0 down and come back to 2-1. So always confident. You have to be when you're top of the league and beat a few championship sides and even a Premier League side. It's not every year that happens, and so yeah, it's obviously been a tremendous season. We got brought up yesterday at the award ceremony or whatever it's called. So yeah, it's obviously been a real achievement for the whole club.
And have you noticed any sort of impact on the community at all? Is the place buzzing?
Yeah, positive vibes like around town, just around the whole area of Lincoln, to be fair, and what the Cowleys have brought to the club. And the council are putting on an open bus tour event next Tuesday, which will be a good thing to see. So can't wait for that as well. So yeah, it's going to be a good ending towards the season.
Brilliant. Well, I hope you enjoy that. I'm sure you will anyway. Plenty of pictures, yeah, Connor.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that on my timeline. Well, it was a great success, that, wasn't it, Max?
Yeah, fantastic.
Let's obviously switch over your club now. Talk me through what's going on at Forest.
It's changed. It's really changed since we last spoke. It's good. It's getting okay. I think when we lost to Blackburn at home 1-0, which was a fantastic win for Blackburn, all credit to them. The game plan was to put 10 men behind the ball and break and score from set pieces, which they obviously did. They scored from a corner. Fair play to them. That was when I started to think, could actually Forest go down to League One, which would be a disaster and still could be a disaster. Obviously, I wasn't there at the game on Saturday, which was disappointing to miss. First game of the season. And I think I would have got probably a good YouTube video out of it, which was a shame. But it was really good. And I think it's boosted Forest's survival's hopes. We were 3-0 up and Reading all of a sudden in the 60th minute scored 2. And it was worrying in the last 10 minutes. Apparently it was nail biting and the nervous... Really nervous for Forest fans. But I think obviously Forest got QPR this Saturday. Going to be tough, really tough. Another tough away game. But QPR getting dragged into it now. They're only
7 defeats in a row for Ian Holloway.
Yeah, 7 defeats in a row. I think Forest could win, but Forest away form is poor, and this will surprise you. Forest have only won 3 away games this season. That is rubbish. Our home wins have just come from all home games. And the thing with Forest I notice a lot is we always seem to beat the top sides, like playoffs and promotion. We beat Newcastle, Brighton, Huddersfield, Leeds, Reading, obviously Reading, and a few others. It's terrific from Forest. But I think if we do stay up, which I hope we do, and I hope it doesn't go down to the last game of the season, because I think even though we've underachieved this season, last game of the season, we can have a bit of a relax. Don't matter what the score will be, have a bit of a party at the end, clap the players off and go again next season. But I think Forest will stay up and I'll be excited and looking forward to see Mark Warburton's football next season. He's a fantastic manager and he's playing some great football and drilling it into the Forest players and doesn't take any rubbish, which I think managers have done before, and managers have been too soft on Forest players sometimes.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for that, Max. That was a really good insight, and I'm glad you answered some of my questions I had down here about do you think Forest will stay up? Mark Warburton.
Read your mind, I can.
Yeah, you're just a mind reader, so congrats to you there.
No, it's all right.
And I'm looking at my watch, and it's just about it for time. I can't believe it's flown by, really.
It has.
But as usual, before we go off air, if you guys just want to share your Twitter handles, so Max, if you want to start.
Yeah, Max NFFC on pretty much everything. Matchday Max on YouTube. Go and give that a watch. Feedback is appreciated for any neutral fans watching, and just enjoy watching it. It's just for fun, and it's been made by a fan for the fans. So go and give it a watch. But yeah, great show. So thanks Danny and Connor tonight.
No worries at all. An excellent watch. That is his YouTube channel. So definitely go check out
Cheers.
that. No, you're welcome, Max. And Connor as well.
Yeah, my Twitter handle is Connor52 Revel. Simple as that. I don't have many other social media platforms.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's the main one on Twitter.
Good stuff. And mine is at Danny Cook 1996. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. I really do appreciate you coming on.
No worries. Enjoy coming on.
Cheers. And
I'm not coming on next week. I'm away in France, so you'll have to find another fantastic guest.
Oh, that's going to be hard to find. That's going to be hard to find. Well, you enjoy France. Whereabouts are you off to?
I'm off to Paris, which is going to be a bit, be a bit nervous. Yeah, I'll be all right though. Should be fun. I'm going with school, so yeah.
Oh, what are you looking to do in particular? Like, you go to Disneyland or?
Disneyland now. I think we're just going for like a theme park, go shopping, learn it. But obviously, it's a French and geography trip joined together, so we'll just like go to a few landmarks and learn a bit of French, which should come in handy. So the next time I'm on the show, ask me a few questions in French, and I'll answer.
Yes, we shall do that. Listen, Max, you'll have a wonderful time out there. It's a lovely city, so go and enjoy it.
Thanks.
So yeah, thank you very much once again, guys. And you have been listening to the 26th episode of TFF Talks, which was brought to you by Crowfer Media and sponsored by Classic 11 Shirts. Good evening and good night.